Tayvon, what's going on, man?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, my man? How you doing?
How you doing? I'm doing well.
Awesome, bro. You just got out from church, huh?
Yes, sir. I ran in, I grabbed the hoodie, and I couldn't find my laptop, so we're phones in it today. Sorry to be
Nah,
that guy.
nah, man, it's all good. As long as you can see my screen, that's all that matters, man. Where are you calling me from today? Where are you located?
Collinwood, Tennessee.
Very cool, man. So tell me a little about yourself. What do you currently do full time?
Yes, sir. So I'm personal trainer, work at Anytime over here in Florence, Alabama. Before that, I ironically was working at a sales firm, and then before that, I was a personal trainer at work at Anytime Lawrenceburg. So I knew I needed to get some sales skills to get back to training, and I just now got back to training, and seems everything went to online while I was gone.
Yeah, 100%, man. How many clients are you currently training right now?
I've only got 11, but I
11.
started a month and a half ago, or started
Okay,
back a month and a half ago.
cool. And then you said prior to that, you were in a sales firm. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Cool. How long were you at the sales firm?
2 years.
Okay. What'd you like about that?
Um, with sales, you can help people directly faster. So I think I kind of got a little bit more accustomed to that than, of course, training. Just because training, it's 3 to 6 months for a small goal, 12 to 18 months for a large goal.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a delay in the gratification there. And then in sales, it's like, oh well, I talked to this person, I helped them out today. We're good. So
So now that you got that, right? So you went from sales, or you went from training to sales back to training. Why did you go back to training if you enjoyed the sales aspect of it?
well, because training has always been my favorite thing I've ever done. I used to be an athlete. When I was an athlete, of course, in our tiny little area, we never really had strength and conditioning coaches. So that's how I got into training. And you'll never believe this, but there's still no strength and conditioning coaches out here. So I'm able to directly affect, I guess, my community in hopes that, the young athletes with talent, or even the people who had talent and got hurt and need to rehab, I can help them go through that process and start looking at colleges and what they can do to further their career.
Absolutely, man. So outside of wanting to impact your community, what else are we looking for? Like financial freedom, flexibility? What are we looking for?
100%. So I would really like to eventually be at a spot where I could travel. 23 now. My hope is that I could start traveling around 26. Travel till I'm about 30. So really not necessarily financial freedom, but more location independence. Just the ability to be anywhere, collab with people, work out with as many people as I can, of course, and learn as much as I can, of course.
Yeah, 100%. And you can work from wherever you want. I love that. Cool. So outside of that, what would be, let me ask you this. Are you still looking to train in person and online, like a hybrid style? Or are you looking to more transition to more online?
So for the time being, I'd like to do more of a hybrid style,
Okay.
just because I feel like in-person training, I can learn a lot more than I can online, just from, the feedback I'm getting, and everything's kind of right there. However, I'd eventually like my forever business to be more online.
I got you. Cool. Now, do you service any online clients now through Anytime, or is it just purely one-on-one in person?
So it's 100% one-on-one in person.
Okay. Now, what is your guys' payouts there? Like, what are you charging a session?
So for an hour session, I charge 75. For a 30-minute session, I charge 50. And then I get paid 10% on the initial sale, and then 40% on the session.
Okay, I got you. So they're still taking a good chunk of your change that you're servicing, right?
Oh, 100%. You know how franchise gyms are.
100%. I used to work, I don't know if they have it down there, but it used to be called 24-hour fitness in the Midwest. Genesis Health Clubs bought that out. So I was a fitness manager for over 2.5 years, and they take a large chunk out of those trainers, pockets. So they're taking anywhere between, 50 to 80% of that rate, which is crazy, right? So
It is cool.
obviously the goal is to build your own business and not build someone else's dreams, right?
100%.
I got you. Cool. Now, as far as what we're bringing in per month, what would that take for us to be able to get you to a spot where you're feeling really comfortable with the online aspect? Like, what are we bringing a month right now?
Right now, I bring in about 5 to 7 a month.
Okay.
Really about the same. If I could bring in 5 to 7 online, it'd cover all my bills. I could somewhat do whatever I really wanted to. I'd like to hit that 10K month mark at some point, but we'll see.
Now, cool stat for you. You're going to like this, man. people that are hitting that 10K a month mark, the average student that does hit that through our program is doing it in the average is 13 weeks. So just over 90 days, people are hitting 10K a month. Now, let me give you some context on online training. Anywhere between 250 on the low end up to 500 on the upper end for online coaching. Okay, so say for instance, if you're charging upwards, let's just say higher end, $400 per client on average. Okay, so if you hit 20 clients, that's 8K a month, which is surpassing that 7K best case scenario. And then if you're hitting that 25 clients, that's when we're getting that 10K. So think about that. 25 clients is all we need in a world of over billions of people, right? Pretty simple, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Now that you know those industry averages, we know you want to get to 10K a month on in a sooner than later basis. How big do you want to take this thing? Like, what's the overall vision?
So anytime I take on a client, I always tell them that I really want to give them the tools to be able to make this part of their lifestyle. I don't want to just help them get to their goal and then be like, all right, see you later, or re-sign for a new goal. I want to, make them comfortable, make them feel like they can do it themselves. So really, as far as I can go.
Got you. So no cap. I like that. All right. What do you feel like is the biggest challenge to make this thing a reality for you?
So I don't really know where to start from the sales aspect. I don't know how to generate leads for online coaching, with the exception of people that and you know how it goes training people that like you grew up with or you've known personally. They feel like they've got that extra leeway to be like, I'm not coming today. It's like, why? I don't want to. Like there's no more excuse for it because you've got that, I guess that prior relationship.
Yeah.
So really just generating leads. I think I could close them if I had them. Of course, I've done a lot of sales in my day, and then just trying to circumvent and find or have systems in place to, make it profitable, of course, helpful to myself and the client, be the best trainer I can be for that client from afar, all the little, I guess, niche things that I don't really know where to look to find.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Now, what have we tried to overcome that? I know that you mentioned you've done some research, you got yourself into sales so you could have that additional sales experience. What else have we tried?
So I've been running some Instagram ads. I run my personal Instagram, then my business Instagram. Other than that, just word of mouth. I've tried that a little bit. That's how I learned it's not the funnest thing to train people that you know. And other than that, that's really it as far as the online aspect.
Okay, I got you. And you mentioned what you need is systems, a structure, a complete game plan, step-by-step approach. Is that correct?
100%.
Awesome. Now, let me ask you this. In the next 4 to 6 months, how would you like to see your life differently than where it's currently at?
Well, me and my fiance are engaged, so I'd really like to go ahead and get a date on the books for the wedding. We got engaged in 2020. Still been procrastinating that one. That'd be big. I'd like to pay off all my debt, which it's not a lot. I need to try and do that either way. I've only got like 13K there. And really be looking at buying my first house and get out of apartments. That would be ideal.
Gotcha. Cool. I love that, man. Those are awesome goals. Matter of fact, congratulations on the engagement. I'll tell you right now, what a lot of guys won't tell you, man, who you choose to do life with will dictate your overall financial freedom, right? If you get someone that knows how to manage money, is smart, pushes you towards your ambitions, your partner dictates the rest of your life, man. I'm telling you, so that's huge, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
You got it, brother. Cool. So let me ask you this. How big of a priority is this to make this thing happen for you now?
It's top 3 in all my priorities because this is, like I said, this is what I want to do forever. And I'm not very good at the hurry up and wait type of deal. I'm more one of those guys who's like, I've got to start it now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know it can't be started right away and finished right away. So it's top 3 of my priorities just as a whole. Probably goes debt, my business, and then wedding, so on, start building the family.
I got you, man. So it sounds like you're a guy that takes action. You take action based upon where you want to be, not your current circumstances. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
Cool, man. I love it. That's how the top-notch athletes in the world are, top-notch entrepreneurs, right? They have to take immediate action. Sometimes the action that we take isn't always necessarily the best, but they commit to it, right? And there's no second guessing. Whereas a lot of individuals that will overanalyze, over-research, over-talk themselves out of taking action, and they have a hard time committing. So I'm glad that you're a guy that's like, I've got goals. I need to make this happen sooner than later. Cool. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick little recap, make sure I got everything. And then if I missed something, we can always add some additional things in. Cool.
Okay.
All right, my man. So you are a personal trainer over at Anytime Fitness out in Alabama. Right now, you started about a month ago. You were in sales prior to that for 2 years. You gained some extra experience. You recently came back. Our main focal point is you want to contribute to the community. You guys don't have a strength and conditioning coach out there. You want to provide something that community's never seen. You want to work with younger athletes, even rehab individuals. But the main focal point why we're here today is you want that flexibility to be travel. You want complete independence. You want to be able to run your own schedule when you want to. But it also sounds like you're also preparing for generational wealth as well. You're engaged. You want to have a future family. You want to have that debt paid off. You want to be more present. Our goal is to be a hybrid trainer. Right now, you're charging about 75 a session for an hour, 50 for 30 minutes. You're making right between 5 to 7K per month, but our goal is to hit 10K, and then from there, no cap. We want to go as big as we possibly can. What we've tried is you've done some sales experience. You actually got a job to improve that. You've been running some IG ads. You've been doing a little bit of research. What you need is specific systems and structure in place. In the next 4 to 6 months, you'd like to have that date for that wedding, have your 13K of debt paid off, be in a house, out of an apartment, and just living your best life. Is that about right?
100%. You hit the nail right on the head.
All right, my man. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go over a high level what we have to offer them. I'm going to deep dive into our actual modules. I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to pay off that debt and get you past 10K. Cool?
Okay.
All right, my man. Let me know when you can see my screen and we'll party.
All righty. Sorry if it looks like I'm peering at you. I had to get closer because it's a small screen.
No, man, it's all good. Can you see this okay?
I can see it.
Awesome. So as you know, we're the Next Level Coaching Academy. This is a big deal. We're accredited through the Better Business Bureau. So we got a quality rating of an A out of a possible A+, which solidifies who we are on the online platform. We're also backed by ACE, NASM, and ISSA. So 3 of the biggest certification companies in the world. Cool.
Yes, sir.
Now, on the success tier, we've got 2 different options. We've got the 10K Accelerator. We've got Mastery Level Coach. Now, 10K Accelerator is really going to be an ideal for an individual such as yourself, someone who's got a little bit of skin in the game, but they want to create a massive impact on the online presence. The information in this course will get you from 0 to 10K. Mastery Level is geared for individuals who have been hitting 10K on a very consistent basis. Their focal point is to continue to scale, lead leaders, kind of build a team underneath them, and eventually remove themselves from the coaching aspect, become more of that CEO of their own business. And we're going to start shooting for those 6-figure months. Okay. So right now we're going to be starting at 10K, but I can see you probably in about 6 to 7 months going into mastery level and really becoming that future CEO. Do you agree?
Potentially.
Yeah, I like it. Cool. Now our 10K Accelerator program is broken up into 4 phases. The first thing we want to do is teach how to get your first couple clients. So a lot of companies will talk about running ads first or a business foundation. We can't consider ourselves a business without actual paying clients. So we want to get you your first couple clients, then establish a solid business foundation. We'll help you how to generate leads organically to maximize your overall reach. We'll develop sales and client retention strategies to help you reach, sustain, and surpass 10K per month. Now, on the support side of things, it's going to be second to none. You're going to have an assigned one-on-one coach. That individual's completed both 10K and mastery level. They have a 6 or 7-figure business of their own, built off the information specifically from these courses. You'll have a customized game plan to call with that individual to review where you're at, where you want to be in the most efficient way to get you there, step-by-step process, okay? You'll have one-on-one coaching calls every 2 weeks, very similar to this. Revisit the game plan, make changes, receive feedback, give very specific instructions. And then this is going to be a game changer for you. Yes, you went through a sales company, but now we're going to have someone kind of help you maximize your sales capability on the online platform. So once you completed about all your sales modules and you completed about 2 to 3 sales calls a week, we'll introduce you to your own specific sales coach. So it's going to help you get that return investment. You'll have bi-weekly roster group coaching calls. You'll have 5 times a week group support calls that accommodate your current 9 to 5. This would go over client objection handling, client delivery, marketing, lead generation, mindset issues, even case studies. 24/5 tech support outside of all of that. So you can ask your coach as many questions as you like. They're contractually obligated to answer all of your questions. And then, as you know, becoming a fitness entrepreneur is exciting. It's amazing, but it is overwhelming at times. So we created what we call the Zenpreneur method. We help with weekly mindset calls, breath work, meditation, even journaling sessions, just to ensure you're in a good headspace to move forward with your business. Any questions on the support?
No, but that's awesome.
Awesome, man. Let's keep it moving. From there, the resources. You're going to have the 10K course curriculum. You'll have that Zenpreneur method we got done discussing. This will be a game changer, done for you programming. So this will save hours of time each week. There's drop-down menus. You can change out the workouts if you want, different exercise selections. You don't have to utilize this, but it does save quite a bit of time. We'll even give you agency outsourcing options when you're ready to make specific changes or enhancements. We do offer an optional certification at no additional charge. It's equal parts fitness, equal parts nutrition. Any questions on that?
No, that's awesome as well. Is it like kind of like the NASM Edge app, I guess, on the programming software?
It's very similar. So it's the first part of it's gonna be the nutrition aspect, kind of like understanding macros, how to build a healthy plate, intuitive eating, food that's gonna reduce inflammation. Second side of it's gonna be the art of coaching, program design variables, things of that nature, right? There'll be 77 questions. Got to get an 80% or better. It's open book. It's not timed. You can take it as many times as you like. Once you pass, you get an email sent directly to you. So they're not an ACE, NASM, or ISA certified. It is backed by those. Does that make sense?
100%.
Cool. Do you happen to have any of those certifications?
Yes, sir. I have ISSA, PT, and then rehabilitative exercise, ISSA, and then an expert rating one.
Let's go for you, brother. This is going to be for you. This is going to be 20 CEUs for you.
Ooh.
So that's kind of a nice little bonus to all that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Now, this is going to be the secret sauce to get you from 0 to 10K. 4 phases. Phase 1, act first. What does that mean? We're going to launch our business. We're going to announce to the world who we are, what we're about, but we're going to implement specific strategies to get your first couple clients. Okay. From there, we're going to set up all your backend systems, make sure you're a fully legal company, identify what problems you solve for individuals. Based upon that, we'll create our offer and pricing. First 2 phases will take you about a month to month and a half tops. It's a one-time setup. Okay. Phase 3 and phase 4 is we're going to be spending the majority of the time. That's what we're going to be doing on a daily basis. So organic marketing, we're going to teach you how to maximize all those platforms, how to expand your reach. We'll show you how to utilize WhatsApp group for our community lead generation method. We'll show you how to close down deals more efficiently. Phase 4, fine tuning. Okay. Maximizing that sales skills, closing those calls down to a 40% clip or greater, developing consistent client delivery systems, but emphasizing customer support and client retention to keep people happy for longer periods of time. Any questions on the 4 phases?
I don't think so.
Awesome. Now, this is going to be our actual courses, 33 modules. Each module will have an overview link. It'll also be associated with videos. The link in the videos are tutorial style. So they'll literally go step by step, tell you exactly what you need to do. Zero guesswork, okay? First step to becoming full-time, we're talking about strategies. We're going to implement 3 different ones, okay? Cool thing is the resources we provide for you are already done for you, so it makes our time more efficient. The 10K Accelerator Directory, I want you to view this as onboarding material that'll help you become a better student. It really shows you how to maximize the program to its fullest capabilities. The affiliate program, coaches need coaches, right? So you have an opportunity for discounted rates to reach out to, partner with different coaches, get some of their valuable information. Maybe if you need to have your own health and fitness goals, that's something that you can do. It's optional. You don't got to utilize that. The 10K roadmap, it's a 2-part phase. What do we need to do to get from 0 to 5K a month? Then what do we need to do to get from 5 to 10, step by step? Okay, all the expectations are set up there. Now, based upon your specific goals, if you want to make past 10K a month, we want to make sure we have daily, evening, and daily routines set up to amplify that. As far as the mindset issue goes, you're going to have times, no matter if you're making $1 million or not, there's going to be fear of failure, anxiety, imposter syndrome. Those are all natural, normal feelings. We just teach you how to move forward to keep moving forward with your business. Top 10 struggles you'll face as a fitness entrepreneur. We've provided solutions behind each and every one of these. And then administration systems and ChatGPT is where things get interesting. Have you started utilizing ChatGPT yet?
Very little. And I wouldn't say utilizing because I'm just playing with it. I wouldn't say I'm doing anything efficient with it.
Yeah, so as you know, ChatGPT is like Google on steroids, right? It's like a high power virtual assistant. We will actually show you how to maximize this feature to set up content creation ideas, use it for guidelines for your nutrition, for your programming, what prompts to give it so it enhances that speed a lot faster. And then for backend systems, we'll show you how to set up Waiver Stripe for payments, DocuSign for client agreements, Typeform and Calendly to book calls, True Coach or Trainerize to upload all of your programming, all of your nutrition to one spot, customize the videos, make it more brand specific for your clients. Financial systems, we'll teach you the same thing here. We're going to show you how to set up your LLC, get your employment identification number, when to open up a business bank account, how to track what's coming in and out of your business, when to pay quarterly taxes, when to pay yourself, examples of business write-offs. All of your business legalities are covered through here. All the health insurance, business insurance. Cool thing is here, If you're to set up your LLC the traditional way, it takes roughly 2 to 3 weeks. You have the option of utilizing a brand that we're partnered with called Taylor Brands. It's an AI company. It takes 20 to 30 minutes for all your business legalities to be done. Okay. So half the time, very efficient. From there, we're going to move into target setting. We're going to create your 3-year vision, your 1-year vision, your 3-month vision. We're going to deep dive into your specific goals. And then based upon that, we will move into who our DL challenge is going to be, as in what problems you solve for individuals. Based upon that, we'll create our offer and pricing. So really understanding the value that you bring. Is this going to be a more do it for you, do it with you, or do it yourself program? The more that you do for individuals, the more that you offer is the higher the ticket. That high ticket is established upon your overall length of terms. So we help with the structure of your pricing as well, and when to create downsells and discounts. Any questions on that?
No, that's awesome as well. I really like how you guys would kind of, because you guys will have the, I guess, information to see what a good price for the service would be, since you work with so many coaches. I guess what I'm trying to say.
Yep. Well, 100%. Based upon what you and your coach talk about, we'll help set up that unique offer. We'll help with the overall structure of it. So like, what should you be charging? What's the industry averages, right? Another easy way to go above that 500 is maybe you have a couple high ticket clients that are like giving you their credit card information. They're like, hey, Tayvon, I want you to go ahead and order all my my groceries, all my nutrition. I have a couple people that do that. That's a high ticket offer because it means me doing a lot more work on the back ends, right? So great way to do that. And they'll kind of show you how to utilize those specific changes to improve that overall rate that you're charging. From there,
Yes, sir.
organic marketing. We're going to show you how to do 1 hour's worth of work and get 14 different pieces of content created out of that, utilizing some AI software. So everything's about convenience and efficiency. Now, once we have those 14 different pieces, we can spread them across all of our platforms. So we also want to utilize this for podcasts and YouTube. We want more people to know who you are and what you're about and the message you're trying to convey. So we'll show you how to set that up. And then we're going to show you how to maximize Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for your marketing. So we'll show you, again, all things Instagram related. So it's more than just randomly posting. There's very specific strategies and resources that we implement on each platform. Same thing for Facebook. So we take it all the way down to the hashtag use, page aesthetics, organization, call to actions, reels. How can we maximize each and every one of those? And then we'll also show you how to take advantage of TikTok as well and get more engagement off of that. From there, we're going to move into content creation made easy. This is just editing features. So we're going to introduce you to Canva Pro, Canva Basic, Microsoft Designer. Great editing features to improve that page aesthetics. It helps with organization, for branding, for logos, things of that nature. And then from there, we'll move into 10K lead generation framework. We start off with earned media. I want you to think of this as like inbound marketing, or people raising their hand trying to reach out to you first. So we'll give you specific strategies and resources to get people incentivized to want to reach out to you either in person or online first. So a great example, right? You're interested in strength and conditioning, you mentioned. Maybe you're partnered with someone from like a completely different area. And that way you guys are doing maybe a video together. Their audience gets to see who you are. Your audience gets to see who they are. So now we're obtaining a lot more followers. And then from there, when we have more followers, we can start providing more resources to them. Hey, click here for the first 5-day strength and conditioning program. That way you get their information. You can follow up with them. But my favorite one, the scholarship strategy. It incentivizes people that want to sign up with you immediately, okay? Opposite of this is what we would call conversation and calls or outbound marketing. It's you reaching out to individuals first. So before we even dive into the DMs, I would tell you right now, if you're really well known in your local community, it sounds like you really are, maximize that, okay? So for instance, I'm partnered with a local supplement company out here. That supplement company gives me 30 referrals a month because I support their business through my own clients. So anyone that goes into that supplement store, they're getting my card, they're getting my information, and they're reaching out to me. So think about that. That's a very warm lead, right? Another example, my wife's in healthcare. So some of the most unhealthiest people are healthcare providers, right? So I'll go do like 15 to 20 minute free seminars. I get 15 referrals off that. I do it about 2 times a month. Easy way to grow your business without even having to touch the inbox, without having to touch DMing at all, okay? Now, when we do go to the DMs, we'll give you specific scripts. We'll give you conversation and call examples, but more importantly, we're going to show you where to find all these leads on all 3 platforms, how to build and nurture these relationships, have more intimate one-on-one conversations by filtering them through our WhatsApp group. So that way they're talking to individuals you already service. So by the time they get on that sales call with you, they have a better indication on who you are, what you're about, and the type of results that you provide. So it's a much more warmer lead. Does that make sense?
100%.
Cool. From there, we're going to move into the referral strategy. This is the easiest way to grow your business. Friends, families, ex-clients, co-workers, talking about how amazing you are. We're going to show you different ways to incentivize them to bring you referrals every single month without you actually having to ask for it. Okay. Any questions on that?
I don't think so. That was
Awesome.
a lot of information really fast, but I think I got most of it.
Cool. Let me know if you need me to slow down or if you need me to retouch on something. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just, wheels are turning. But
Yeah,
continue.
I got it. Cool. So next we're going to move into the fine tuning, right? The sales. This is probably the most important aspect. All right. So we want to maximize your sales capability. We want to teach you the sales psychology, but we want to maximize two different types of phone calls. The first of which is what we call the meet and greet. It's like a 10-minute screening call, trying to identify if you really want to work with that individual and if you can actually solve their problems. This will lead us into our closing call. This is where we're trying to lock them down. We decided we want them as a client. So we'll give you specific scripts. We'll give you specific scripts. We'll give you our entire objection handling web. We'll also teach you how to create downsells and discounts. This will be a game changer, understanding how to create financing options for people who normally couldn't afford your program. Then we'll show you how to lock them in once and for all. Now, once we lock them in, we want to go back and we want to track all this. We want to track how many calls were booked, how many showed, how many closed, and at what length of term. So we give you our resources to do this more efficiently. We want predictable data every single month. Now, objection handling, this is all the excuses you're going to hear over and over again, right? We give you over 30 different examples you're going to hear on the online space. The more you can familiarize yourself with this, the easier it is to overcome those objections and get them to want to sign up sooner than later. From there, onboarding process. This is probably the most overlooked area by 90% of coaches and trainers. Someone's first 30 days in your program will make or break if they want to continue with you. Okay. So we want to make sure there's no buyer's remorse. We want to keep excitement high. We want to get them resources in their hand within that first 24 to 48 hours while we're building out their program. We want standards and expectations to be very clear moving forward. Client delivery. Client delivery is the week-to-week process. You know all about this. How do we deliver services on a weekly basis, but how can we do this more efficiently utilizing the newest software so we can do it in a fraction of the time? Also, we'll talk about communication styles. What happens when a client goes to you, when they don't want to listen, when they want to quit, when they're not showing up? It's inevitable. It happens to every trainer. But what do we do if they've already paid for services? How do we change that? How do we mitigate it? How do we get them enticed to start executing again? Oftentimes when they start kind of backing away from us, it's because we're missing something. Some of them want a larger community feel. They want to feel like there's something, a part of something greater. Some of them want more touch points with you. Okay. Some of them want challenges and some want to be incentivized to do what's already expected of them. We'll give you resources and strategies to get them to want to execute on a more consistent basis for you. And then we'll also show you how to track if your program is really successful or not through success metrics.
Yes,
From there, we're going to move into customer support. What do we do with cancellations, refund requests? What if someone needs to pause services because of illness? How do we track that? How do we mitigate it? And then lastly, client retention. We want to keep people in your program for long periods of time, but we want to advance into higher levels of it. How do we do it? And then how do we track it? Any questions on that so far?
I don't think so. Did you go through the 10K or the Masters?
Me, I didn't go through any of those. When I went through it, it was about a year ago, and it was called, what was that called? I'm trying to think of the name of it. It was called, gosh, I can't remember the name of it. I can't remember the name because this program is new. Because think about that. About a year ago, there was no such thing as Chat GPT or AI. So the cool thing about our programming is it kind of updates like an iPhone. Anytime something new is unleashed, we insert it into our program. So you're always getting the newest, most updated version of everything at all points in times. Does that make sense?
100%.
Cool.
100%. What was your experience like going through everything when you did go through it?
Yeah, I want to show you. This is going to help answer that question because when I went through it, I'm old school, man. I'm a notebook and a pen guy. Like I've been an in-person trainer for over 15 years, master level trainer. So I was training 40 people a week, 2 to 3 times a week. I was charging $150 a session. So I was bringing home great money, but I was working from like 4:30 in the morning to like 8:30 at night. right? So my wife was like, dude, no, we've got kids. You need to be home more. You need to be more present. So when I decided to go through it, I had to figure out a way to reduce that, right? With limited time, this is how I got through it. So say, for instance, I'm just gonna pick something random, okay?
Okay.
So let's just say we want to set up, it's an easy one to show you. Let's say we're in the administration systems, okay? You're gonna click on this overview document. So for me, again, I'm old school. Over here is gonna be videos. Over here is gonna be the written material. Check this out. When we click on the written material, it'll naturally save to your Google Docs. So you'll always have access to this. This literally goes step by step in written format on exactly how to execute every single one of these things. So again, if you know how to read and follow instructions, simple. Now, if you're a visual learner like myself, let's say you want to set up Wave for payments. Come on here, click on this. He literally goes in real time exactly what to click on. So when I went through it, I had one page open and I had one screen open, and then while he was doing it, I'd pause it, do it, pause it, do it, pause it, do it. That's how I was able to finish it, right? So for me, I was able to get to about 10K when I was about 4.5 months in, because I had a ton of clients. I really couldn't dictate as much time as I wanted to initially, but I knew I had to start in order to get there, if that makes sense. So from 40 clients, I had to figure out a way to chop that down in half. So what I did was I took 40, moved it to 20, my top 20 people that are higher ticket, right? From that point, I gave those other people an option. Hey, I started my own online business. I'd like to go ahead and transition you there. If they didn't want to, I'd refer them to a different trainer, right? Like, hey, I get it. It might not be for you. Majority of them ended up going. Then I had waited another 2 months and I transitioned the 20 down to 10. So I had 10 high ticket clients. The rest all went to my online business. Okay. So how I did that was like, let's pretend that you were one of my guys I've been training for a long time. Like, hey, Tayvon, super excited, man. I'm so glad that you've been with me for such a long period of time. You're killing it right now. Here's our goals. Here's what we've accomplished together. Right now, I think we need to take the training wheels off. I'm going to do something that's going to save you some coin, but you'll still have the same type of access to me. Besides, I'm no longer going to hold your hand. And then they're going to be like, most people aren't going to argue about a discount price. So, hey, right now you're paying X amount to see me 3 times a week. I think you're okay to try this on your own now, right? You've proven to yourself. So right now, my retention rate right now, the lowest person on my program has been with me for my lowest person has been with me for 9 months. And my average people have been with me for over 1.5 years. So I have consistent data every single month, right? So what I was doing is I was transitioning them off. I had what I call the revolving door effect. So I had people that were high ticket come train with me for 2 to 3 months. Then I'd say, hey, I'm gonna transition to my online. We're gonna run that for 2 to 3 months, see how it is, and then we'll reconvene. Then they would refer someone else that's brand new. They would get a taste of me in person, and then I'd push them off after 2 to 3 months. After a while, I had so many referrals coming in off that I could push everybody to online. So now I was able to try. So listen, you mentioned like traveling is a huge deal for you. Me and my wife went to Costa Rica just about 8 months ago. I was pulling international clients, not even trying. I was working out at a gym. Hey, what do? You should be a coach. Funny you mentioned that. I am. And then I would just do like a quick consult. I was doing it from a beach, sign them up on my program. It was that simple, right?
Sure.
So I hope that answered your question. 4.5 months probably took me to get to about 10K. When I was hitting about 6 months, 6 to 7, I was averaging 12 to 15K on a regular basis. My personal goal was I didn't want to go be a 7-figure earner every single month. I just wanted to be like a one-man show. Me and my wife, I only wanted me and my wife to run it. Okay. So we're hitting 15K a month on a consistent basis. She's in healthcare and sales, so we have that income as well. And then I also do this. We have 3 sources of income. My goal was we just want to travel and spend time with our kids while they're younger. So 100%. Everyone's different. Does that make sense?
100%. And that's awesome. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, like the step-by-step approach was huge. The other thing that was big was all the additional one-on-one support. So like I'm a guy that's a perfectionist. And that's a gift, but it's also my weakness because I'll overthink shit. So I could ask that coach, hey, I got X, Y, and Z done. Did I do this correctly? What do I need to do next? I would do that all the time just to make sure I was always in the right spot. Do you have resources for this? I was using every opportunity I could. I was jumping on every single game planning call I could. I was going to every group support call I could in order for me to be successful. Does that make sense?
100%. Yes, sir.
Cool. real quick recap, and then I'll answer any of your other questions. Cool?
Okay.
It's a 4-month program. You're going to have your customized game planning call. You're going to have a one-on-one coach the entire duration. You're going to have one-on-one coaching calls every 2 weeks. You'll have a private sales coach. You're going to have the Facebook community and CEO trainings, 5 times a week of group support calls, 24/5 tech support, 24/5 tech support done for your programming and optional certification and the business course curriculum. Is there anything you feel like we missed?
No.
Cool. Now, after seeing all that, we unpacked a ton, right? I did a ton of talking, so I appreciate your attention. But what stood out the most to you? What was the 1 or 2 things that you really liked the most?
Something that really jumped out was the strategies for different social media and the idea of collabing with other trainers that are stronger in other areas. I think that's really powerful, especially just to be a part of that community. Just because then, say you had a question about, let me think of a good example. Well, it could really be anything. We'll just say anything, just to keep it broad. You could literally reach out to somebody and get the answer without having to, do the whole Google, talk to your mentor, Google a little bit more, talk to your mentor until you kind of come to a consensus of like, this is the best option.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that because that is something that a lot of people don't utilize enough of. So that private Facebook group, yes, you can text your coach. What I used to do is I used to text my coach and then take that same question and put it in the private group chat because I wanted as many answers as I could. So again, you are collaborating with people that are further along in this program than you are. Even mastery level coaches will answer. Dude, one day a guy said, hey, I got this client. They're going through, I think it was some type of cancer. What is a supplement that I can put them on? Dude, I would have never thought to ask about that. And people were putting answers in there. And I was like, what? Like, this is nuts, right? Like, basically, you have a cheat code because you're going to be able to receive answers. Even if you just hang out there and don't ask any questions, if you just kind of check in there every once in a while, you'll see questions that you will eventually ask anyways, and you'll already have the answers ahead of time, which is dope, right? And our community is really big on, we applaud other individuals who like want to take massive action. So that community is all about like making sure every single person is reaching their full potential. And there's not a whole lot of people like that really celebrate everyone's victories, right?
100%.
Cool. Did you get a chance to check out any testimonials?
I checked out a few on Instagram, and then after I watched the homework video, I clicked on the ones that were under there.
Cool. I'm going to skip over to the averages then. A lot of companies will show off their top 10 percenters. We show off what the basic student does. Okay. So this is a pretty big deal. 73% of our students sign their client in month 1. On average, it takes them 1 week to do so. So a stat behind this, the individuals that sign their client in month 1, by the end of month 4 are averaging over 8K per month. The individuals that don't sign their client in month 1, but by the end of month 4 are averaging over 6,500. So just to be a basic mediocre student, you could expect to make 6,500 to 8K, which even if you were the very basic student, that's already making just as much as what you currently are, which is awesome, right? Do you think that you're a mediocre individual?
No, never
No,
been.
absolutely not. Now check this out. I think I mentioned this earlier, but on average, it takes people just 10.6 weeks to quit their job to go full-time in something they truly love and build their own business. That's crazy. So just over 2.5 months, they're doing their own thing. Of the students who do hit a 10K month, it takes them on average just 13 weeks to do so. So just over 90 days, you could be working yourself into a different tax bracket. And then the students who stay with us 12 months have 97 clients on their roster on average. Those individuals with 97 clients are averaging $366,000 a year, which is phenomenal. And then right now we're getting graded a 4.6 out of 5. Any questions on that?
No, sir.
Cool. Did you get a chance to hear about the 3 times your investment guarantee?
Is that where, what was it? As long as you follow all the stipulations after 6 months, you can get your investment back?
Yeah, so if you follow all the stipulations in your 4 months. So check this out. Stipulations are pretty basic. Got to attend your game planning call, standard, right? Attend all of your one-on-one coaching calls, which is only 2 per month. 1 group support call each week. Charge at least the bare minimum suggested price of $250 or more for services. Don't spend longer than 2 weeks on the optional certification, which you wouldn't even need because you already have multiple. Run a scholarship program within the first 90 days, which is only going to get you clients, and have no late payments. If you do all that, show up and do exactly as we have laid out with the support and guidance, we guarantee you will 3 times the amount you invest in, or you get 100% refund. Now, year to date, we've helped almost 3,000 students we've only had return 1.6%. So 98.4% of people are getting massive action. Any questions on that?
No, sir. That's awesome.
Does that give you a little bit more confidence?
100%.
At the end of the day, man, if you are someone that gambles on yourself, it's not even a gamble. If you're good with structure and following instructions and executing, you can't fail. This is one of those programs where it's like, if you really want something, how bad do you want it? Because we have the answers laid out for you. We have the support. It's just you executing, right? So the individuals that are out here crushing it, they got the 3 C's is what I call it. They're coachable, they're committed, they're consistent. So coachable, being able to take feedback, applying it, and doing what it needs to be done in order to improve our overall program. Consistent, doing the things day in and day out, even if we don't want to do it. And then committed, taking action based upon where we see ourselves, not our current circumstances. Do you think you have those 3 C's?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. Cool. So next what we're going to do is we're going to dive into the investment portion. What's this thing going to cost us? There'll be a payment plan. There'll be a paid in full option. Payment plan means we put down a down payment. We can spread it out over 4 months, 6 months if need be. We also have a paid in full, which means we pay the whole thing up front. We save a significant amount of money. Now, no matter where you're at financially, no matter what obligations you currently have, if you feel this is 100% with what you need to get to that next level, I can easily find something that fits your budget today. Is that cool?
Yes, sir.
Now, after seeing all this, do you feel like this is exactly what checks off all your boxes for a coaching mentorship?
100%. It's definitely something I'd love to be a part of.
I love it, man. Let's talk about it, okay? Tayvon, what's this going to cost us, man? Only $100,000 in your left kidney. I'm just playing.
You can have the right one, not the left one. Come on now.
Yeah. No, man, there's a payment plan of $7,300, and there's a paid full option of $6,500, saves you $800. Out of those 2, which do you think works best for you?
I would definitely have to do a payment plan just because until the end of this month, I'm paying 2 different rents, mine from Florida from the firm and then mine that I got over here in Tennessee. So I definitely have to do a payment plan for the time being.
Yeah, that's easy, man. Majority of individuals do a payment. I did a payment plan. It's a lot of money, right? Who has $6,500 in a sock drawer? I don't, right? So let's talk about how we work that out, okay? So usually the average amount down is $2,300. You spread that out over 4 months. So if we did over 4 months, $2,300, that gives it to about $5,000. Your monthly payments from there on would be about $1,600 a month, which is equivalent to you maybe needing 3 to 5 clients. If we did it over 6 months, it's only $1,000 a month, which is you needing, again, 2 to 5 clients, depending on what you're charging. Do you feel like that's something you can commit to?
I think so, but I don't have the down payment. So then I have to think on that. That's because I know let me think. Can I reach out to you on the number I was texting you on earlier?
Of course, man. Let's pause for a second, though. Yeah, let's pause for a second. Let's talk about like this. So kind of going back over, I want you to take me back to, I think you had mentioned the freedom, the independence. Mm-hmm. Kind of run me down exactly what that freedom would look like for you on a long-term, even a short-term scale. What would that look like for you? Why are we here today?
I would want to see all the things that I haven't got to see, just because I feel like this generation is the first generation that can travel freely and still will make money, eat, do all the things that we need to be able to do that in a safe manner. So I'd, of course, want to see the pyramids. I'd like to climb Everest one day. I'm still talking to the fiance about that, but I think when we change the F to a W, that might change. I want to see Japan. My best friend's a Marine. He's over there. I told him I would go see him within the next 2 years, so I got to do that. Okay. A bunch of stuff, man.
And obviously paying off that $13K debt, and more importantly, putting a date on that to turn her into the W, right?
Exactly.
I got you. Cool. So you mentioned this does check off all your boxes. Is that right?
100%.
So it seems like the only thing that would hold you back is the price right now for the down payment. Is that correct?
100%.
Okay. So are you willing to get resourceful with me, which means me and you putting our heads together, figuring out something that makes sense for you and your family? But if we're able to do that, it makes sense. Would this be something you want to move forward with today?
100%, but I don't know. I would really like, if applicable, to wait till I pay this last rent payment, which is the 5th. So it's literally next week, I believe. Yeah. but just because then I'll only be at one rent, and then I can replace what the payment plan is for what my rent was in Florida, so my bills stay relatively the same. Does that make sense?
100% does, man. But what if I was to say, I like that idea. What if I was to say we could talk about other options where we could even do a delayed start? At least it locks you in the program. It saves you at a certain price point, but you don't have to start until that actually kicks in. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Would you be open to hearing about that?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So as far as down payments, right? What do you have to work with right now? Like what's in checkings, what's in savings?
So savings, we're at about 2, which is really sad at the moment. Just the move and everything.
Sure.
And then checking, I've got about 1,200, but that's specifically for the rent.
Yep, gotcha. Cool. So we have roughly 3,200 to work with, right? But okay, so 3,200. Okay. Now I got a couple different options for you, and I'm gonna go through all of them with you. We're gonna figure out which makes most sense for you. Cool.
Okay.
All right. So for instance, what if we just put down a lower down payment for the time being, just to lock you in? If you're getting paid next week, we can always add in a payment. So we can always lock you in at something much lower, save you a spot, get you onboarded, right? So we're still not holding back from anything. Think about what we could do in a week's time, okay? That could be a really good option, just a smaller down payment. Other option is too, we could actually turn that payment plan, we get a little creative with that, okay? So what we could do is maybe start off with a lower payment, okay? And then we can just space it out like bi-monthly, okay? So a down payment, and then we can just space out those payments, okay? Another option, we have in-house financing through NLCA, okay? Which is cool because we would take that payment plan, we could spread it out over 12 months. Now, initially they're gonna cause 20% interest, which takes that 7,300 to 8,760. Here's the catch though, this is the awesome thing. If you're able to pay out the 7,300 in 4 months, we honor the 7,300. If you're able to pay out the whole course in 60 days, we honor the paid in full amount. So if you did that equally over 12 months, it's 730 a month. What do you think about those options?
They're all good options, and I appreciate you working with me on it.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know. When you say lower down payment, how much lower?
So that would be depend. Like for instance, you get paid Friday, is that correct? Or when do you get paid? The 5th?
So, well, yeah, I'll get paid on the 5th, but that'll be just offset for the rent. My rent's going to be 2,200. I've
Okay.
got 12 in checking. I can pull from savings, but I shouldn't have to. I'll get
Okay.
paid the 5th and then just pay the rent. And that'll be good because it's the last one. Woohoo.
Yeah.
Thank
you. For sure. So what I was thinking, man, depending on what you want to put down, what you feel comfortable with putting down, right? So even if we start off with like, let's just say, I'm just going to throw out a number, 1,500. Okay. We put down that. And then once you get that other rent paid, we just have another payment come out whenever, like basically just to get you saved, like locked in. Okay. So even I've done it before to where if you know you're getting paid next week, but you're nervous, you want to make sure it's not too tight, you maybe just put down $1,000 a day, and then we put down another once your payment comes in on Friday. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So say for instance, you say what?
I said, I don't know. I'm just, man, shoot. Trying to think. I don't know. Go on.
So my thought is this. So say for instance, on a hypothetical, let's say we were using the 2,300 just as an example. Okay. Let's say you put down 1,000 a day, and then you put down 1,300 on Friday or Saturday. Okay. That covers the 2,300 in the next week, right? Then you have your monthly reoccurring payments. If we spread out over 6 months, that's just 1,000 per month, right? Pretty easy, right? Mm-hmm. That buys you a little bit of time. It gives you a little bit of level of comfort, and that way we're not tapping into any type of interest rates. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that one sounds like the best option.
Okay.
But I definitely have to talk to my lady about spending that much today. Let me see if I can text her really quick.
Yeah.
Can you hear me tapping on the...
No, I can't hear you. You're good.
Okay, good.
Does your fiance know you're on the call today?
Yes.
Is she pretty, does she know like about your ambitions and what you're trying to do, like your overall goals?
Oh yeah, she's super supportive. She's thought about getting her nutritionist certs, but it's a bridge we'll cross another day.
So this is cool though, because if you went through with this, your girl would have access to this. So my question is, if your girl, if you know that she's very supportive, right? This is going to help you increase your overall financial means to be able to get you to travel, and she can be a part of this. Would she be opposed to you taking action? We can invite her on the game planning call so she gets to see what's all involved, and then she's going to have access to this as well.
I don't think so. The only thing she would be worried about would be like me, would be the Florida rent.
Yeah, 100%. So if we can overcome that, do you think that she'd be open to that?
Oh, for sure.
Cool. Did you text her?
I did.
Cool.
So I'm waiting to see if she says anything.
Yeah, all good.
But says she's currently at work, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's no problem. What does she do?
She's a server, which is funny because she always, when she talks about getting her nutritionist certs and stuff, she works at Cracker Barrel, and I'm like, you're making everybody pancakes for dinner.
Giving them instant diabetes.
Exactly. Those are good pancakes, though. I don't know if you
100%.
But it's
Now, the last option that I would say, how good's our credit? Good, bad, great, amazing, awesome. What's it look like?
Mine's medium.
Medium? Okay, so a safe bet that we could easily get you in significantly lower. However, there would be a little bit of interest. Okay. It's called Sweet Pay. It's a third-party financing company. But what this allows us to do is we take that 7,300, we spread it out over 12 months, and it's only 5% down. So 5% of 7,300 is 365. There's a one-time service activation fee at $59, which brings it to 424 hypothetically today. Your next payment wouldn't be due until the end of August. Okay. And your monthly payments would be equivalent to about $622 per month, which is you needing, for a guy like you and the experience that you have, maybe 2 to 2.5 clients to make that back. Is pretty easy. Do you feel like that's something that would be a more of a safer bet for you?
I'm trying to avoid financing anything because the house.
Yeah, I got you.
Does sound like a safer bet to answer the question, yes, but I'm trying to avoid that. Let me see here. So I know the phrase callbacks or fallbacks, appointments or disappointments, but is there any way I can call you when I get paid?
Dude, there's 100%. So we can set that up. That's not a problem at all. At all.
Okay, sweet.
I don't mind that at all. So my thing is, majority of individuals, when they do, even when they seem like ready, because I'm gonna tell you from experience, I was pumped up. I had that coming to Jesus moment. And then about an hour later, I was like, 7,300, no. Right? Like, no, I'm not doing this. My wife actually had to get me back on a call like this. She was the one that pushed me over the edge. Okay. So why I'm telling you all that is because your brain, your hypothalamus kind of regulates what's normal, what's not, right? And your brain activates based upon past conditions or past experiences. So you're going to tell yourself, even if you're super excited right now, every reason not to do this versus every reason to do this, right? So my point to you is, yes, we can take as much time as we want. There is no timeline on this. And yes, I will follow up with you. I'll give you a ton of resources as well. However, if you know this is something exactly what you need to do, and it's going to get you to be Tayvon 2.0 and allow you to have more freedom and overall flexibility for your family, and she's not opposed to it, what would be the downside if we just did a small down payment just to lock you and hold you accountable, but then we can also utilize that other money when you get paid. So that way you're actually taking action. You mentioned you're a guy that takes action, right? What do you think about that?
So I really want to, but I'm really nervous about this last rent just because I haven't been at the apartment. It's my old roommate out there. Hopefully after this month, we'll get that last security deposit. But you know how, well, not you know how, but moving away, I just feel like there's going to be something extra or something I'm not accounting for, whether it be like an argument with her over the last month of utilities, even though I've been here, like the internet, whatever it may be, just because they're moving out as well this month. I feel like that breathing room would be helpful.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm worried about there.
Yeah. So it's a little bit like finances is always like a touchy subject, especially when you're dealing with other roommates. Now, the cool thing is you've got an advantage. You're employed, you're working, you're making some decent money, right? So I'm not telling you to at all quit your job, but at least we have a cushion. So think about that. A short-term temporary discomfort for long-term satisfaction to 3 times your investment, right? So if you're confident in your own skill set abilities, you mentioned you're not an average dude, and you can follow a game plan, right? Think about what you could do in like a matter of 2 to 3 weeks.
That's true.
So, and you're getting community, you're getting a one-on-one coach, so you're not on this by yourself. It's not on you to figure this out on your own, right? The good thing is you have money coming in. It'd be different if you moved out, you got nothing coming in, you're trying to figure this out. Totally get you on that. But you have enough to where we can at least put down an initial just to get you locked in. And then you also have income coming in from your current job to where we can, if we do this the right way, inspire people to want to come train with you in person as well as online.
That's true. Nah, if it's okay, I'd like to hold off. But
yeah, 100%. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's look at a day that we want to jump back on though.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Let me pull up my calendar.
Yeah.
I believe so. Let me think. I'll get paid.
Oh, you there? I can't hear you. You there?
Hello?
Oh, I can hear you a little bit. It's kind of muffled.
Sorry, I went to my calendar. I think it kicked us off the call for a second there.
No,
But I get off at 1 o'clock on Friday, and then I'm off on Saturday. So do you have any time slots?
Yeah, let's talk about that. You're off at 1 on Friday, and you are you Eastern Standard Time? Is that right?
Central Time.
Central.
Central
okay.
Time.
Okay. Why don't we just do? You want to do 2 o'clock on
2
Friday?
o'clock Friday?
Yeah.
That works for me. Let me write it down because if I go back to my calendar, it might boot me again. Let me see here. So Friday, what was the date on Friday?
That would be the August 4th.
Oh, okay, sweet. 4th, 2 o'clock.
And what I'll do too, just so you have some more context to show your girl, your wife, I'm going to send you over a presentation condensed. It's just like a 10-minute thing of what we went through, but really fast. And it's like my sales manager kind of just highlighting everything. Boom, boom, boom. I'll also send you over a picture of the guarantees and the averages so she can kind of see exactly that as long as her man executes, you guys are going to be okay. All right. And then I'm also going to connect you guys to a student. Okay. So you can ask as many questions as you want about people that have went through the program. Okay. They have their own coaching business. They're successful. How did they do it? What questions you might have for them? So that way it gives you a little bit more options to like talk things through and make sure you're 100% on board. There's zero doubt.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate
Are you cool with that?
100%. The more information, the better.
Yeah. And then I'll also do is I'm going to send you over a mini course. Well, I want to keep us busy. Okay. I want us, even though we're not having our call till Friday, we are leaving today with the mindset that you started today. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to send you over a mini course by, let's see, today is Sunday. I'm probably going to reach out to you on Tuesday and see how far you've gotten if you started it. That way, me and you are collaborating. Your mindset's on, you're a student. You've already kind of went forward. You're moving the needle, right? So I'm going to start that with you as well. Okay. So I'm going to send you one. I'm going to send something like how to get your first client in 5 days. Okay. I want you to execute it. And I want to hear a success story this week, man. Like, hey, I did that shit. I got it. All right.
Yes, sir.
And that way you and your family can see that these things work. You had multiple opportunities to talk to me. We've gotten research. You've had a presentation. I'll send you 2 different videos. So one will be an overview link of kind of what we do, so you can show your wife. Both of them are under 10 minutes. Then there'll be the 10-minute presentation, and then there'll be those resources I provide for you. Cool?
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. And then that number that I text you from is my specific number. If you have questions, concerns, if your girl has questions, shoot me a text. We'll all jump on. If she wants to jump on and we can all do a conversation together, that's even better. So she can kind of see like what she's getting into as well.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. I'm super pumped for you, man. Is there any other questions you got for me?
I don't think so right now, but I'm sure I'll think of some before the day is over.
For sure. I got you, man. Cool, man. Well, I appreciate your time today. And again, if you have any questions, shoot me a text. Cool?
All righty. Thank you.
All right, boss. Have a good day.
You too.